9 click when I'm with my gang. She don't want fuck till I bust my chain. Can't save a hoe, but they wish I can. Girl, throw it back, but I ain't your man. VV's bright, so they shine like teeth. In the DR, trying to find one free. My girl FaceTime, cause she know I cheat.
What's going on? I go by the name of DJ Andre 905, official DJ for the Raptors 905, and on Vibe 105. But right now, I'm with a very special guest, my dog who I've known for years. My dog Monte Biggz, man. How are you, brother? How are you keeping?
I'm good. I'm in good spirits. How are you doing?
I'm good, man. I'm great, man. Great to see you, man. You're a guy that I've seen that's really grinded from the bottom and really, you've been doing your thing for years. And I think people know you, but I think now with this new project on the way that we're going to talk about, people are going to really see the Monte Biggz that the world, I think, is like, going to see this, this talented artist that comes from the west side of Toronto, man. So like, just first off, because we've been in like a crazy year and a half with COVID and stuff. Ridiculous. How has that treated you? Like, how has that changed your grind musically?
It was a blessing in disguise for me, because it actually gave me enough time to like focus and settle down. So like, while we were in like the middle of the pandemic, me and my team sat down and we were like, yo, let's make a project. We locked in for like a month straight, recording, and got a bunch of songs that we liked. And then we started picking through and piecing stuff together and putting stuff together. So it kind of helped me in that sense of just giving me the extra time to like focus and hone in and know exactly what I wanted to do. Mm-hmm. It's horrible on the other side that it affected so much people negatively. But like for me personally, it let me do a lot of stuff that I wouldn't be able to naturally focus on if I didn't have that extra time. Okay,
dope, man. So let's take it back to the beginning of Monte Biggz, right? So kind of like, what made you get into making music?
It's so funny, honestly. Like, from when I was young, I used to be like in church choir and all that kind of stuff, and I always was into music. When I was like 2 years old, I used to like sleep on the speakers back in St. Vincent.
Oh, yeah.
My uncle would be DJing, and I'd like fall asleep on the speakers and stuff like that. And it was when I was in probably high school, I linked up with Romeo, and then we were in school with a couple of other people. There was a teacher named Kinley Side who built a studio in the back of our school. Wow. So that allowed us to, like, when we were at school, we could go in the studio, record, learn how to record, learn what it is to mix and master vocals and edit songs and stuff like that. And that just gave me the drive to be like, yo, this is something that I want to do for the future.
Dope, man. So you have, like, a new project dropping. So how did you come up with like the name of your project? And please tell us like the name of your project.
So the name of the project is Wolf, and the reason I came up with it is because within my team, I feel like wolves always have like a negative connotation towards them, but within my team, we move like a pack, right?
Yeah.
Whoever is up next, and everybody supports that person. It's a family, right? So wolves always take care of whoever's inside of the pack, and that's the way I want people to think of when they think of wolf. It doesn't always have to be negative. It's something positive, but people just go to the negative because that's what's portrayed more.
Yeah, I hear you with that. Now with this project, like, what's special about it? Because like I know you've put out projects in the past, and you've dropped lots of singles and such in the past, but like, what kind of makes this project special for you?
I think for this project, it was the mind state I was in when I was making it. I went back to like the last project that I dropped, and when we did drop it, I was more focused on like, okay, what are the numbers doing? What's this doing? What's the reception? All of this kind of stuff, and I didn't get to enjoy the actual making of the music.
Yeah.
And now for this one, I was in like a good space. Me and my people were around. We were creating stuff. We were coming up with ideas. It just made me feel better, and I had a lot of fun recording. And the fun part of it is what brought that aspect to the project.
Dope. So speaking of your people, so you have a team called OSOT.
Yes, OSOT.
So what does OSOT stand for, first off?
So OSOT is the other side of Toronto. So basically it's putting on all of those other neighborhoods and areas from Toronto that might not necessarily be Toronto, but have amazing talent coming from it. And like it's just a system of showing people like who really is out there and doing stuff and moving and creating change and stuff like that. That's kind of what we embody. So it's like, if you're from Mississauga, if you're from Brampton, if you're from anywhere that is generally considered the GTA, that's OSOT.
Okay, dope. And I also want to shout out my guys, Fame Holiday, Romeo Wilson on
100%.
OSOT, man. Who you guys are all rock together. You guys have all been doing your thing, for like a minute and such. So
if it wasn't for those guys, honestly, like my music journey would be completely different. So I always thank God every day that I have those guys inside my circle, especially people like V, Olivia. Like there's a whole team behind us that just make sure that we're doing what we're supposed to be doing, and they help us do everything that we do. So it's always good to have them around.
And I think that's important that people see, is that you have a team. Like anyone that's successful has a team, whether it's an artist, whether it's an entrepreneur, politician, even, you have a team behind you, right? You need to have a team, and
100%.
that's how you're successful, right? And like that's how you're gonna grow, because you can focus on the music and other people can focus on the business and the artwork and everything else, right? Which is dope.
And it's funny because like we see, like I've seen a lot of artists come up and go, and it's like having that like brotherhood or that family bond kind of makes it a little bit stronger. It makes it harder for people to like go by the wayside, because it's like, oh, okay, I've seen these guys together for like years, and it's like they're still together, they're still doing music, they're still being successful, and that's the most important thing, right?
Yeah, and that's like 100% important, because I think people don't see that, you know what, like end of the day, when you're having, you know, when you're down, that's when your team lifts you up, and they give you that boost. And like I think having talented people like Fame and Romeo Wilson, I think give you that boost, and I think vice versa for them too,
100%.
because you're in their corner, and when they're down, you also lift them up, right?
100%.
So it's kind of like a family thing, right? Which is dope. So to touch back on, so you were talking about you were born in, so I guess you're from St. Vincent?
Yeah, I'm from St. Vincent. I was
Shout out
born
to
in St. Vincent, and I came up here when I was like 2 years old, and I've been in Canada ever since, representing Canada, because I love it here, but like that's my like birthplace.
So have you ever kind of like taken the musical culture from St. Vincent? Because I know like they're big on soca and dancehall and such. Incorporate that into your
I
music?
listen to it, I bump it, I enjoy it, right? But I never want to go back and do like the fake accent thing, right? Like my accent wore
Like
off
the
a long
patois.
time ago.
Yeah.
I can't be on the records making the fake patois and stuff like that. So I enjoy the music. I love it. I listen to it on the weekends when I'm cleaning, whenever I'm like in the house and I'm just chilling.
Yeah.
But I don't necessarily make that type of music because I've transitioned into something else. But it would be something I would experiment with, but I never want to do it and be like false when I'm
Yeah.
You know what I
You
mean?
don't want to be like a Chet Hanks. Don't be Chet Hanks. That's all I gotta say. Don't be Chet Hanks. You know what I'm saying?
100%.
Yeah, that's crazy, right? So, I guess musically, right? Like, are there artists that you look up to or people that you look up to in like the music game?
Yeah, there are. Honestly, my favorite artist of all time is Lil Wayne. And like I always try and like scream that from like I was growing up in the era where he was just killing
the mixtape era, right?
yeah,
The
like
mixtape era, yeah.
knocking everything out the park. So that's always somebody that I looked up to. Obviously Drake, because coming from the city, he's one of those. He's the premier artist from the city, if not the world. So it's like him. Artists like Tory Lanez. There's a lot of people that I take a lot of different stuff from and kind of like incorporate into myself and then use it how I want to use it. But like for sure those three.
Okay, dope, man. So, one thing about this project I noticed, because I actually have an advanced copy of Wolf and it's fire.
You got to listen to it before everyone else.
So, but one thing I did notice is that you only have one feature on there, which nowadays you see a lot more, I guess, collabs happen. But with this, you only had one feature with our homie Fame Holiday. So, how did that, first of all, the feature come about, and how come you only have one feature?
So that's a great story, actually. So Fame is one of those people that whenever me and him make a record, it just automatically, like, it's just everything that we've done, Eat, My Thing, like all of those records automatically go, right? So he was definitely somebody that I wanted to bring on the project, but I also wanted to showcase myself and not have too many features. A lot of people might not know this, but Romeo Wilson actually executive produced the album.
Okay.
So
Shout out Romeo
you
Wilson.
might not see him necessarily on a song, but he was involved in the process of beat selections and stuff like that, like what we did with flows and stuff like that. He definitely helped out a major part. So it was definitely like something I thought in my head to say, this is what I want to do. I just want to have one feature and myself, and Fame was the perfect person for me to call.
Dope. I mean, can we expect maybe like down the road like an EP with you and Fame, or project with you, Fame, and Romeo, like OSOT project?
I definitely believe that's something that could be worked out in the future. I think like all of us are building our solo careers right now, so to see it come back and encompass and be like, yo, this is like a project of like all three of us on it, I definitely think people would want to see that.
I think the fans want that. So fans can speak up, tweet this man, Instagram, send him DMs, make sure, that we can...
Let me know if you guys want it. If you guys want, we got more than enough songs if you guys want it.
That's dope. So, I mean, you've been doing your thing for like a minute, right? So, do you feel that you have the, respect from like the city or the country that you deserve? Because like you've been working so hard and like grinding for years. Like, do you feel you have that respect?
I think like amongst my peers, they kind of know the music and they know the catalog and they know what we do. I feel like now is when the public is kind of starting to take notice of it, because before, like, we just used to work. We used to do everything ourselves, shoot our own videos, do our own songs, everything like that, release everything ourselves. So our head was just down, and we were just running to the goalposts like, yo, let's make this, let's make this. Mm-hmm. Now is when people are starting to see us come outside, and they're like, oh, this is these guys. This is these guys. Oh, yo, I met him here. Oh, he's actually a dope person. So now they're starting to realize and be like, oh, okay, I like the movement. I like what they're doing, and the music is amazing.
That's dope. That's dope. So I guess, like, speaking of that, is there anything that you would want to change musically in Canada?
I think I just want to see a lot more Canadian artists work together. Like, now that I'm done this project, one of the things I'm going to be really focused on is doing, like, features and linking up with people from Canada to, like, make that sound. You know what I mean? Because I feel like we have a sound right now, but it's kind of more American-centric. Like, it's like a sound that's coming from the States. I feel like there's a lot of dope artists over here that don't get the shine that they do deserve. So it's like, I wanna help foster that. I want to help bring that into the world.
No, that's so true. Because it's actually funny. I was actually talking to like a friend about that, and we were saying that I think Canada has more of an R&B sound that's our own compared to like the like a rap hip hop sound that. Our sound is like so influenced by the South and and influenced by even like the UK drill, because I know there was like that drill phase we had. So I mean, it's just like crazy to see, right?
100%. And like anytime you go out on a weekend and you go and listen to like Canadian music, you'll find somebody dope. It doesn't matter if it's an open mic, it's a concert, it's whatever. You'll find somebody dope. So it's like just like fostering that talent and letting it be seen by the world is like the most important thing to me at this time, right?
No, like 100%. I mean, and like speaking of, there's like so much talent here. Are there any artists that you would like to work with in Canada, or even like outside of Canada too?
Yeah. From Canada, I would say like one person I do like, Northside Benji. Yeah. Fire. Tory Lanez, Drake, Party Next Door, Nav. There's a lot. Like, the thing is, there's a lot of people that I would work with. The thing is, they probably are just getting used to my name now, so now they're realizing. But if you guys are out there, make sure you guys hit me up, and we could work. I'm down to work with almost anybody.
Yeah, okay. Dope, man. That's dope. So, so what do you feel like separates you from other artists?
I think it's partly like my intensity and my passion. It's like whenever I get on a stage and I'm doing a show, whenever I'm on a song or a record, once you hear me, once you see me, you could feel the energy behind it, right? Like, you got to hear the intro of the album. As soon as you hear that intro, it's like, oh, this sets the mood for exactly what's about to come next. And that's what I always want to have. I always want to have that connection to the people who are listening. Like, oh, okay, this makes me feel something.
Yeah. Right?
Like, I don't wanna lie to you. I just wanna make sure you guys hear the music, and it has to make you feel an emotion. Once it makes you feel emotion, I've done my job.
No, it's true, because like that intro was epic, and it kind of gets you in the mood to be like, okay, this guy's serious, this guy's locked in, he's focused. Wolf's gonna be something that I have to listen to now after the intro, and just and like. What's crazy too with that project is that I found that there's no skips too.
Oh,
I find you know what I'm saying, because the thing is, like, it's like natural when artists put out like a project, you'll skip a 1-2 songs, but I find with Wolf there's no song that you can skip. I think that it's versatile, that there's something on there for everybody.
I'm going to say thank you very much for that. That's a legend that's saying that. So you guys have to know that's coming from a legend, and I thank you a lot. I try to make sure that there's no skips. Obviously, like, every now and again, somebody might not like a record, but that's, like, my goal when I'm making music. I want it to be like, yo, this is stuff that I would listen to, so I hope that other people would listen to it.
Dope. And just, I guess, like, what do you feel separates you, Monte Biggz, from so many other artists that are out there doing their thing?
Mentality. It's that Wolf mentality of like, yo, whoever's next up, we're pushing that. So it's like when I'm in a situation and it's my turn, I'm making sure I'm doing the most to make sure that I'm successful, right?
Yeah.
Also, when there's people around me that are doing something and I'm there, I'm trying to contribute the most that I can. Whatever I need to do, I'll make sure that I do. And that mentality will always get you further than, like, say, sitting around hating on people that are doing good as well. You know what I mean?
Yeah. No, and I think that's one thing that I've actually noticed, like, about you and your whole team is that, for example, Fame can be shooting like a video, but you're in the background, moving things. Romeo's, shooting videos, or you guys, like, everyone's working together, and I think, like, that's why you guys are gonna keep elevating and keep dominating musically, right? So
I appreciate that.
So just, man, I just want to say, man, I just want to first off give you your flowers because you've been grinding for like a minute, man, and I'm just happy to see the growth and like journey, not only as an artist but as a man, and
Thank
and
you.
then just like I just want to say more life, man, more success, man, and just keep killing the game, man.
Thank
So
you. I want to
more
say
love.
thank you for always supporting too as well. There's
Yeah.
there's a lot of people that could like reach out and help and stuff like that, and you're one of those people that definitely make sure that you do the most for the artists that are coming up from the community, and you try and showcase them, and I really appreciate that.
No, I
Not just
appreciate
for
that.
myself, like everybody.
No, I appreciate that, man. It means a lot. It
Thank
means a
you.
lot, my brother, man. Appreciate it, man.
Thank you.
Salute. What's going on? I go by the name of DJ Andre 905. This was my interview with Monte Biggz. Make sure you stream Wolf everywhere: Apple Music, Spotify, Tidal, SoundCloud, everywhere. Find it everywhere. Check it out. It's fire.
I'm too rich to go back to the streets. Can't trust these women, I know how